Hello, welcome back to a new video by the Devscorch platform. My name is Johan and I will be your host in this video. Okay, so we actually have been coding a lot in the last videos. We actually have like almost a fully functioning API. And the coolest thing is we're actually gonna start testing. So there is one thing that we actually have to do first. We actually have like registered our routes here. And the problem is, well, I already have been testing a little bit. Our routes are actually conflicting with our admin routes, and that is because we actually use the same route for everything. So we actually have to change this around a little bit. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna add some strings, just to make it easier. So we're gonna make a string here, then comma, just like this. So in here we're gonna call users. And the reason why we're going to call users here is so because this is the user route, okay? And we're also going to add it on this one, and we're going to add it on this one. Okay, then we're also going to get it on this one, this one, this one, this one, and last but not least. So the reason why we add these is so that we actually can make sure that our routes with the public user routes, so those are these, are actually not conflicting with the admin routes. And we're also going to give the admin routes a few different parameters as well. But we're going to do that later. And there's one more thing that we need to do, and that's actually a mistake on my part. So let's go to the course. Let's go to the course field key, no controller, to the course context, no, DTO. So we go to the course DTO, and as you can see, we're actually using URL for the header image, syllabus, and URL, and the assets, and we actually have to change this a little bit, because instead of URL, we're actually going to send a string. And the reason for that, and the reason why we're going to change this to a string, is because it's easier to send a string and convert it back to a URL. So what we're going to do here, this is going to be a string as well. Then the syllabus is going to be a string, and the asset URL is going to be a string. Then we actually go to the course, session, or the course services, just like this. And we go to the create course that is on the top here. As you can see, this actually complaining, right? So we're actually going to delete this. Then we're going to do a URL string, so this one, and then we can actually do create DTO dot header image. And the reason for this is that the URL is actually gonna, let me think. Okay, so it's actually complaining that it actually has to be unwrapped. So we can actually take this one, and we're going to do the same for the syllabus, and we're going to do the same for the assets. This is going to be the syllabus, and this is going to be the assets. We also have to change the update route. That's this one. So we're actually going to take this one. Then we're going to go to the syllabus. We're going to change header image to syllabus. Create DTO. Oh no, wait a second. This actually has to be update DTO. Update DTO. Let's actually copy this one in here as well. Syllabus. And then last but not least, I'm going to copy this one as well. Then for the assets, we're going to paste it in there. It's going to be assets. Oh, assets. Okay. So this actually means we're going to send a string, but we actually convert it back to a URL. And I think we also have to do this on the article. Let's go to the article service really quick. Okay, so the header image here, we also have to do that here. So we actually can change this one. Header image. Then syllabus we're gonna change to oh no, sorry, we have to change this to create DTO.header image. Then we actually have to jump to header image really quick. And we actually have to change the URL to string. Okay, then we go to header image here. That's also going to be string. Then we go back to here. So this one should work now. Okay, then we go to update. And in here we're actually going to paste the same thing. So paste update DTO.header image. I'm not really sure why we need to unwrap this. But yeah, it's probably something I will figure out someday when we're gonna test it. Okay, so we changed the article. I think we also need to change the guide. So let's go to the guide here. So that's gonna be create DTO.header image. So then we have to go to the create guide DTO. Also gonna change the header image here to string. It's actually really weird that we use an URL here and that I didn't think about using a string ourselves. So my apologies for that. So I'm actually gonna add this one. Create DTO.header image. Then we go to the update function. That is this one. I'm gonna take this one away. Then it's gonna be update DTO.header image. Okay, so that is fixed. And I think that was everything, huh? Yeah, okay. That's perfect. Maybe we actually also have to change the MP4 and the HLS URLs. Because that's also going to be a problem. So we can actually do that right away. So we actually can go to our create session DTO. Let's actually change this to string. String. In here as well. String. And string. Then we go back. Then we're gonna paste this one in there with create DTO.mp4 URL. This one the same. Create DTO.HLS URL. Then we have to change the update system. .mp4 URL. And last but not least, this is going to be HLS URL. Okay, so we actually made all the necessary changes which we need to make. So now we can actually start the API and let's play around with it a little bit. Okay. And the API is running, that's perfect. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, let's log in. So we go to our, we check, so basic auth. So this is my email and my password. So let's send it. Okay, so I've been logged in now, and as you can see, we get an ID. And we also get a value, and we're actually gonna take this value, gonna copy it, and let's say we go to create new course. So then we go to auth, and in here by type we actually select bearer token. We can paste in the token, save. Let's go to body. So this is the body of the this is actually the body of the complete course, right? So we actually have a description, updated at, and we don't even need the updated at. We can actually get rid of that. And we can also get rid of the created at. Okay, and we're also gonna get rid of this comma. So this is actually the information that we're gonna post, right? So when we're gonna say post. Okay, and actually it starts to complain about something. So about what? Okay, so this is a problem because the header image, it's actually an optional value. So so it actually crashes because it expects a value, but it's still It actually expects a value, but still value of type optional string must be unwrapped. Okay, so let's, instead of course unwrapping, let's give this a default value of empty string. Okay, and the reason for that is because apparently we have to add an empty string here to actually convert it back to URL. And what we could have done, and I think that would actually be really way cleaner if we actually just changed the whole model. I think that would actually be a way better, how do you call it? That would actually be a way better idea. Let me think about this really quick. Yes, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna change the models because it's easier to paste in like the string than actually the URL. And in the end, it actually doesn't really make a difference anyway. Let's just do Command Z here. We're actually gonna undo all the changes we made in this one, just like this. Okay, then we go to the course model. Course model. Then we're gonna search for the image. So we're gonna make this a string. Then we're gonna change the syllabus to a string, the assets to a string. And yeah, my apologies that we actually are changing everything around now. But it's actually better to have like a good running system than a system that actually crashes all the time. So we're also going to change this string. We're going to change the assets to a string. This should be okay now. Okay. Then we go to our migrations of the course. And let me check. Okay, so that's all saved as a string. That is okay. Let's also change the other system. So actually the guide, header image, we're gonna add a string. The header image here is gonna be a string as well. Okay, then we go to the article, and let's do here the same. So the header image is gonna be a string. And you're probably all thinking, Johan, why didn't we do this in the first way? Why did we just convert everything from string to URL? And this was just because I wanted to test it out, and apparently it didn't work. So we're gonna revert all the changes, just like this. That should be okay. Then we go to course, we already did. Then we go to guide, and Command C, Command C, Command C, Command C, and Command C, Command C, Command C. Okay. So there's one more thing we need to do. We need to go to Docker. And we actually have to delete the database, or we could also run the revert system, but deleting is just easier. Starting with a clean database is just nicer. So we go to terminal, run the command one more time. Okay, then we stop the API. As you can see, we have some problems here. So we already changed all that. So we can actually just run the API and see what happens. Okay, so the migration succeeded. This actually means that we can go back to Postman. We can go to login, and let's post our login information. Okay, so now we actually got our information. Here's the value. So we're gonna copy the value, just like this. Then we go to create new course. We go to auth. We're gonna actually paste in the new token, and let's go to the body. Is this everything okay? Yes, I'm happy with this, and let's send. Okay, so the course actually got created. So, okay, so theoretically when we go to get selected course, and we can actually, let's copy the title here really quick. Get selected course. Then we actually change this around to dash. UI kit for beginners. Theoretically, when we send, we would actually receive the course. So let's send it. Okay, so you need admin rights to access this resource. Ah, yeah, of course. We forgot to add the token, but if we actually add the users in front of this, so users, theoretically we should actually just receive the course. So let's do that. Yes, here it is. So the course actually, this works. So we actually retrieved the course, very nice. So as you can see, header image is 0, top hex color is 0, and publish date is 0. I thought we used top hex color. Let's go to create really quick. No, we actually forgot to add the top hex color. That's really stupid for me, I'm really sorry. But doesn't matter. It actually works fine. So what we can also do, so we have like the get selected course. So let's say we actually delete courses. We can actually do send. And now you can actually get an array of all the courses. And this is so amazingly cool. So we also have like the create article system, but let's do something new. So we're actually going to create a new folder inside this. So add folder. And we're going to call this one, let's say sessions. And we're going to create a new request. And this is going to be a post. And we're going to call this create new request. Then we're gonna do localhost /8080 -sessions dash. Then we go to auth. We go to bearer token. Then we have to go to login because we actually have to copy our token again. This one. So this is the admin token, right? The admin token which we created. Now go to session. We're gonna paste in the token, save it, and now go to the get selected course. So we're gonna get the ID, that's this one. Okay. And then we can actually go to create new request. Oh yeah, create new session, I'm sorry. Session. Then we go to body, and we can actually just do form data. Right? Wait, let me check really quick the session detail, because we're not using tags, so that is okay. Okay, so we can open up Postman. So the first one is going to be course, and it's going to be value of the UUID. So let's say we also put a title in. What is UI kit? Just like this. And we also need to add the, we don't actually need to add the URLs and everything. But what we can actually do, we can actually say like status. And the status is going to be published. And we're also going to get, we don't need to add the price, because theoretically the price should be generated by actually getting the, let me check. So actually getting the course which you added, right? So let's go here. Course the price. And if the create detail of the price is empty, it actually takes the course of price. Yeah, so let's test this out right away. Let's see if this works. So we're gonna send a request. Okay, and it crashed. Why did it crash? Oh, we forgot to change this. Let's get rid of this. Because we actually changed the whole, we actually changed the session as well, didn't we? So let's, oh, did we forget to change the session model? Let's go to session model really quick. Yes, we did, we forgot to change this. So let's change this to string really quick. Just like this. And in here we're gonna add string as well. HLS is gonna be string. So this is actually really cool, because this is exactly how coding goes. You actually make mistakes, you have to fix them, you have to find the solution. So that's why I'm actually not editing this out, because we are building an API from scratch. So making mistakes is pretty normal in my opinion. So the API is running again, and let's see if we can now send it. Okay, so that was a 200. Okay, let's say what is UI kit. We're gonna change this one also to UI kit under the hood. We're also gonna send that one. Okay, and then the next one is gonna be storyboard. So the reason why I'm actually creating different kinds of sessions is so that we can actually test if we get the system back. So we're going to change this to send. Pretty cool. And then last but not least, storyboard part 2. Send it. Okay. So now we go to course. So that is this one, the get selected course. And if I'm not mistaken, let's go to our course service. No, let's go to the course controller really quick. Controllers, course controller. Then we have the backend filter and the front end. And here we're actually sending back the course context. And that is the get object of the course controller. So we have to go to the routes really quick. Okay, let me check. So app.routes, course.rawvalue.slug, course.get object. Then we go back here really quick. Then we go to get object. And okay, so if the user.role is student, so we're actually going to change student.admin really quick. And the reason why is so that we can actually check if we actually get the right course context returned as well. And that we get actually also the sessions returned, because if we get the sessions returned, it's actually going to be really cool. Okay, so that is this one. Let's send a request. And oh, we actually have to, I was already wondering, we actually have to change the UI kit for beginners. Let's do a send and let's see what happens. Okay, so we actually get the course back. But so that's this one, this is the course. But we're not returning the session, so something goes wrong here. Let me check. You know what? Let's actually do some beginners debugging. Let's actually do print. And we're actually gonna print the sessions, just to see if we actually return return the sessions, or that the sessions are actually stored. Then we go to Postman and let's do boom. Okay. Then we're gonna check here. Okay. Let me see. So okay, so as you can see here, it actually prints out an empty array. And I actually want to know why. So let's see. Let's also do here, we are gonna do another one, print. We're gonna do course.id. We're just gonna print it out to see if the conversion is actually going yes or no, and if something goes wrong. Now what's this? No, we're not gonna do that. Let's go to Postman and we're gonna do send them one more time. Okay, so this is the optional. So this is the ID of the course. Let's go to Postman and let's go to create new session. Okay, so we are pasting in the full ID, but for some reason it can't find the sessions with the course ID saved. Okay, so I think we are making a mistake here. So let's go to Is this one actually running? Yeah, it is. I think it is running. I think let's actually, because I'm actually using try await here. And is it actually filtering on the course.id? Because that is the question. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it actually is not returning, getting back any sessions from the query. Okay, that's weird. Go to get all articles, now get selected course. Okay, so at least it gets the course and the information back. But it still says there are no sessions that are found with this course. Course.id, but the course.id is actually printed, so that's okay. Let's do sessions.count. Let's see if we can actually let's see if we actually find sessions in the database which are actually stored with the course ID. Okay, then we're gonna go back to Postman, run. Okay, so it can't find any courses. It can't find any courses with the ID inside the database. So here's something that goes wrong. Okay, so let's see. So we do guard let courses try wait course model to query. After that, let sessions is equal try wait. Okay. Let's go back to Postman really quick. Then we go back to create new session. And we can actually do a get request on this one. So let's do a get request here. Okay, so they are stored. So we know that they exist. But for some reason they are not queried out of the database. Okay, so let's add a breakpoint here just to check if the let sessions code is actually running. To see if it actually does something. So we go back here. Go back to Postman and run. Okay, so it does crash. Okay, so we are aware that it actually runs. So we can actually get rid of this. But it's really weird that it actually doesn't find the course.id, or that it actually doesn't find a course at all. Is it maybe because of our second filter? Oh, wait a second. Yes, I do know I think I do know what's going on. Let's go to create really quick. So let's go to status. Yes, I understand. The reason why we don't see it is actually because we didn't add the published. This is why. So let's go to Postman really quick. I'm gonna cancel that one. Let's run this. Okay. So in sessions, we're actually going to create a new request. This is going to be update session, and this is going to be a patch. And we go to sessions, get. So as you can see, each session that is stored. Let's see here. The status is nil. So it didn't add a status. So when we get the slug, this one, just like this, we go to update session, then localhost /8080 sessions dash. We can actually do what is UIKit, and we can actually add the body. We're gonna add a body of form data. And we're actually going to change the status to published. Okay, so when we send this, okay, so we need admin rights. So that means that the authentication, we actually have to select bearer token. Then we can do send. Okay, so that one is published. Then we go to the next one. The next one is going to be UIKit under the hood. We're also going to add that one here. I'm going to send. Then the third one is gonna be storyboard. Then we're gonna paste that in here. And then last but not least, and we have storyboard part 2. So we're actually gonna take the slug and we're gonna add that in here as well. Then send. And now when we go to courses, we get selected course, send. Now we get the course information. Oh, we still don't get the information, but here we actually see that there are four videos or 4 sessions are actually stored. So we can actually change this to sessions just like this. Okay, let's go back here. Let's do one more request. And as you can see now, we actually get the sessions returned. So this actually means that this piece of code doesn't work. So it actually means that the moment when the user role is equal to admin, we actually return course context.sessions. And this doesn't work because it only returns this one. It only returns nil all the time. So let's just delete this for now. Then we're gonna get rid of this one as well. Let's run this code. Then we can actually do postman. Then we're gonna do send. And as you can see now we actually get the sessions returned as well. This is so freaking cool. So we get the course information. So in here we have actually the course information somewhere. Let me see. So here's the course information. And now we also get the assets of the sessions returned. So, okay, so we actually fixed this kind of. The only problem is we still don't know if the user is subscribed. So I think maybe we can actually fix this with the if-else statement. So if user.role is equal to role enum.admin.raw value, we can actually do comment X. We're gonna do return, else we're gonna do another return, and this one is gonna be nil, just like this. I don't know if this works. I hope it does. It is not really clean this way, but let's run it. Let's see what happens. Okay, build succeeded. Now we go to our postman. So first we're gonna check. And now we actually only get the normal ones back. But we are still admin, right? So let's see what happens if we send it like this. Okay. And then we go back to admin. Okay, so this is actually really weird. So we are still getting the information returned from the else. So we actually don't get any of the sessions. But what we can do, let's actually do a print. And we're actually gonna print a user.role. Let's run this. Oh yeah, of course we have to make this an optional because otherwise it doesn't work. And let's see what happens. Okay, so we're logged in. Then we go to send. Okay, so it actually returns nil. Right, it prints nil. And I think this is because we're actually not getting the user here. I think. So what happens when we do print user? Okay, then we're gonna do this, print user. Okay. I think the reason why this isn't working is actually because we're not getting our user returned, I think. Yeah, so okay, so apparently there is no user, there is actually no user here. And this actually means we have to adapt the get object in the front-end protocol. So let's go to front-end protocol. And instead of object here, we're also going to call user. And this is going to be a user model, just like this. And this actually means that we're actually going to need user model of user model. But this also means that we have to adapt all the systems here. So actually I have to go to article services. And let me check. So the get object, where is it? Get selected object. Oh, or did we only use this on course? So let's go to the course controller. Then we have get object. So in here, we're actually going to call that user. It's equal to rec.auth.get. It's going to be the user model.self. Okay. Did we also use this on? Yes, of course. We have to add user, and this is going to be user. And I think we also use this on the guide controller. Get object, here it is. So in here we're going to do the same. Let user is equal to rec.auth.get user model.self. And after this we're going to call user. It's going to be user model. Then we have to call the get object here. We have to adapt this a little bit. We already did that one, so we have to adapt it in the to definition. Okay, so why is it? Okay, so then we're gonna jump to guide services. Then we have the get object. So here's the get object. And we actually have to call user. And this is going to be user model. Then we can actually get rid of this one. Okay, so this is fixed. Then we don't need this one anymore. Okay, then we go back to the course service. So we can actually get rid of this one. Then we actually can get rid of this one. And theoretically, we could actually also return the code which we actually used in the guide service. So let's go to guide service really quick. So this one, let's actually copy this one really quick. Let's go back. Then we go to this one. We can actually delete this. And we actually change this to admin really quick. Then we have the course context. This is going to be course. This is going to be course. This is going to be sessions. This is going to be sessions. Then course context. Course. And this is going to be course. And articles is going to be sessions. Okay, so theoretically this should work now. Let's see if we have some extra errors. No, that's all fixed. So let's run the API. Of course, we have to force unwrap that one because otherwise you're gonna complain. What's this? Cannot convert type of user model.type to expected type user model. Oh, this has to be user. I'm sorry. Let's run this. Yes, we will unwrap that. So now it's building. Let's see what happens. And I'm sure it's gonna crash when we have no user logged in. I'm sure of that, but who knows. So we're gonna do send. And there we go. Yeah, but it's not an... I don't understand this. It's not nil. So instead of get, let's change this to require. Let's see what happens. Okay, we have to do throw, try. We get rid of this one. And let's see what happens. But I think this means that when we add a user to .require, then we actually get a problem. Yeah, you could actually get the problem unauthorized. And this is also a problem. But I don't know why. Because we actually are authenticated. Let's add a print user here. Let's see if we can actually see something. Print user. We're gonna send a request. Okay, so we actually don't even... The route is not even called. Get object. Let's go to routes really quick. Routes. Are we still using the user route? Yes, we are. Okay. Okay, so we're calling this one. So theoretically, this shouldn't even be a. Theoretically, this shouldn't be like. This shouldn't be a problem even. So I don't really understand now why we don't get the user. Okay, so let's say we go get. Returns the authenticated instance of the supplied type. Okay, so we are authenticated. No calls can try it, that's okay. Rec. And then here it says like optional value user model must be unwrapped to a value of type user model. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. Because and Goala is using -- to provide a default when the optional value contains nil. Okay, so this is actually really weird. I'm gonna open up my my books really quick. I need to research this. I have to take this on this side because I'm not allowed to show you guys the book I'm reading. Otherwise it's called piracy or something. And we don't want that. Okay, so this actually allows us to authenticate or to get the authenticated user. Let's go to definition really quick. So this actually means we are authenticated. The only thing is, when we call this route as authenticated, the problem is we're actually not using token auth middleware, or we're actually not using token middleware. So let's see what happens if we go to route. And we're actually changing this one to basic auth group. Let's see what happens. So we actually go to app.routes. That's this one. No. Yeah, it is get objects, and we're actually going to change this to basic auth group. Let's see what happens. Let's run this. Okay, the server is running again. And let's see what happens. So we go to our postman. Let's do another request. Okay, so it's actually already crashing again because it doesn't get a user. And this really starts to annoy me because I don't really understand why. Let's actually do a require. And let's test this one more time. So we're actually gonna get rid of the force on wrap. Oh yeah, of course we need to get try. Let's run this. Okay, let's go to Postman and start. Okay, so we're still unauthorized. And we get a 401. So something goes wrong here. And I don't know what, but this video is almost an hour long now. And yeah, I have to go to bed because I have to wake up tomorrow morning really early. We're gonna try to fix this in the next video. I'm gonna research this subject a little bit. And then we're gonna see what happens. And if there's actually a thing that we can do, or that maybe we have to revert some changes, that's also a possibility. But it doesn't matter how we're gonna run this. I really want to show you guys how to fix this and how we should fix this. So yeah, let's hope we can do this in the next video. So as you can see, development is not that easy. Sometimes you come with problems that you don't know the answer to right away. And that's why I'm not editing this out, because it's actually really nice to see somebody who's actually making videos on YouTube who doesn't edit out its problems or its issues. And I find that really, yeah, I find that really important. Okay, so I want to thank you for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to hit me up in the comments below and on Discord, and I will be there to help you. So, thanks for watching, and I see you next time.